following is an ESG360 video.
I'm here with Jason Buffington, Principal Analyst for ESG, covering data protection. Welcome, Jason.
Howdy.
So Jason, you spend your life studying all aspects of data protection and what IT pros and business pros can do to protect their information.
Yep. What
do you see in terms of big trends for data protection in 2016?
I think the biggest trend is around cloud, right? The trick is there's at least 5 different ways that data protection and cloud intersect, right? You can back up to the cloud with backup as a service, right? Or disaster recovery as a service, or just by augmenting on-premise backups with cloud storage, right? You could also, what if your data is already in the cloud, right? So if you're running infrastructure as a service, do you back up to the same cloud, to a different cloud, maybe bring that data home, copy of last resort kind of thing? Right. Or if you're running software as a service, most people don't know that stuff is not getting backed up, right? So there's a lot of confusion on which clouds people are doing.
That last one in particular, I think, is often overlooked.
Yeah.
People feel, I've gone to a new form of application delivery, whether it's Salesforce or Office 365 or any number of other cloud-based apps, and are they really thinking through that data protection consideration?
I can tell you most are not.
So how would you handicap IT in terms of how are they executing each of these 5 cloud data protection strategies today?
So it's going to be somewhere between it depends and most of the above, right? So, but it's such an interesting area. ESG just earlier this month launched our Data Protection Cloud Strategies research project. And so we're going to have some good answers for that, and I'm really excited to see how that's going to come out.
Excellent. Other than cloud, what else are you going to be looking out for this coming year?
Virtualization. You know, for the last 20 years.
Perennial favorite for the last few years, for sure.
Absolutely. You know, virtualization solves so many problems for IT, and it causes so many challenges for the backup admin, right? I think the thing I want to make sure folks understand, though, is if your solution can't back up a VM in 2016, you really should not be in market. Right? I mean, the real question is, how fast is my restore? How agile is my restore? And we're getting a lot of questions on, should I be using a cloud service for this? Do I need a unified backup for this? Or should I really stick with a VM specific? In fact, if the trend numbers hold true, because we ask this every year, around summer of 2016, we could actually see more people using a VM specific backup solution than a unified solution. Those lines are actually going to cross this year.
That would be a significant change in the market.
It would. Now, it's probably a little too early for the VM guys to start high-fiving, and certainly the unified guys, there's a lot of upside for them, but what they have to do this year, they have to have a technology proof that says, yes, we are equitable or better on VMs than other folks, and they have to be able to prove economically and operationally that there's value to running a unified solution over a separate technology. They do those 2 things, they have a good year.
Great point. Any final thoughts, Jason?
You know, the other thing I think a lot of folks are really struggling with is data management. Now, at ESG, we talk about data protection as the Uber term over backups and snapshots and replication and BCDR.
But there's much more than that.
Yeah, but if you think about data management, that's an Uber term that covers the copies you made for data protection, the copies you made for other things like test dev, and the production copy. And that's how we get into things like copy data management as a concept. But I would argue it's more than data management is more than just the number of copies. It's who has access to them and why, which is where we get into information governance and regulatory compliance and real data archiving. Bottom line is folks can't keep doing it the way they always have. This, I think, is going to be a really big year for data management technologies.
Great. Any research that you'll be doing to dig more into that particular area? Yeah,
we're actually going to do research on all 3. We talked about the cloud strategies research. Later this quarter, I'll kick off the trends of protecting highly virtualized environment. Goal for that is to make sure the co-sponsors of that research have it in time for VMworld. So that's a big deal. And then we've already launched our archiving and long-term retention strategies research, and that'll come out sometime over the summer as well.
Great. Well, that will be really interesting to see the results when they come back. So great stuff as always, Jason. Thank you. To read more of Jason's research and view his blog, you can visit www.esg-global.com.